Hi, I'm Jim Gordon and you're watching Market 1 Minute. Joining us is Ron Nagar. He is the founder and CEO of TempraMed. Julia Becker is the VP of Capital Markets. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. Lots to unpack here. I'm very excited to talk to you both. Ron, I'm going to start with you. Tell us about TempraMed and your space-grade insulation that requires, I love this, no batteries.
Yes, thank you. Great questions. You know, there are hundreds of millions of people worldwide, including kids, young adults, parents, grandparents. All of them live active life while relying on temperature-sensitive medications.
Right.
Many of them might unknowingly be using compromised medications or, tossing them away in fear of them being compromised. So we developed devices that provide temperature shield to those medications 24/7, 365 days for years without requiring any user intervention. Some of those people may not just require to use the medication, they may also need to record each injection that they make. We've added a technology to our devices that can capture those injections, times, and dosages without requiring to do any special activity. So that's an add-on. Basically, with this, our products are doing two things. First is providing temperature shield, and the second is recording all injections events, actually making the life of those people a little bit easier. It is unique and allow people to live worry-free.
And so that's how you're able to regulate the temperature reliably.
Yes, if you break down our products, and I have here the VIVI cup. If you break it down, inside you will find the thermal insulation, and after the thermal insulation, there is a small amount of a special material called heat absorbing material. So the combination of the thermal insulation with the heat absorbing material is doing the trick and actually allowing the medication to stay safe at a proper temperature the entire daytime, even if you leave it in the desert, okay, or in the back of your car, which is more realistic.
Yeah. Julie, I want to turn to you now. Ron touched on something, and I was mentioning to both of you before we came on camera about that one example, and you said, if someone leaves their medication in the back of their car on a summer day, I'm in that category of people that naively assume that your medication is safe once you leave the pharmacy. But that's not really the case. Talk about temperature damage. I said to you, I wasn't really aware of that phrase, but how common is that?
Great question. And when we think about temperature sensitive medication, it really is quite finicky. So your temperature sensitive medication is oftentimes compromised in high heat and really cold temperatures. So what we're referring to is called the last mile, and it's a significant problem.
Sorry to interrupt you, but this is on the customer, the patient.
It's a huge problem. So pharmacies do an excellent job of making sure that the customer's medication is safe up until it's given to the customer or patient and they leave that pharmacy. Yes. Then the burden is completely on the patient.
Right.
Okay? So, when we've been talking to people, we hear stories about people leaving the pharmacy in the summer and taking their medication into a hot car, turning the car on and using air conditioning and putting their medication as they go, commute home. And up until now, there has not been a solution in market. The closest solution would be like plug-in or dry ice or freezer bags with ice to transport these medications. Right. So our solution and our platform of technology products, medical devices that covers all injectable medication. It's not just one specific injectable. We've got insulin, we have EpiPens, which is a big one. Yeah. We've talked about GLP-1s and growth hormones, which is an industry in itself that's growing very quickly. We cover all of that, and we've provided a solution now for a global critical need that is growing.
You've mentioned some of the areas that you're covering. You mentioned the global market. How big is that? How large is that? And where do you see the biggest growth coming from over the next few years? Julia, you take this one as well.
Absolutely. So, like Ron said, hundreds of millions of patients worldwide use injectable medication. It's a $30 billion market right now and growing. In the last while, we've seen an explosive growth of the GLP-1s and some specific peptides, growth hormones, etc. We know that this industry is not going away. It's actually going to be growing year over year. Our belief is that all of our devices will be connected at one time to help manage and track not only the medication use, when you take it, where you take it, but also if you think about empowering the patient to take control of their own healthcare. It provides them a long-term data set of injectable medication and what they've taken.
Right.
And then they're able to provide it to their healthcare network, and oftentimes resulting in much more positive healthcare outcomes for the patient.
Ron, back to you. You've expanded your partnership and your distribution. What does that say about the growth cycle for your company?
We're just at the very early beginning. So far, we've been, most of our devices were available online with our partners. Now we're shifting that to be this year to be on store, not just online. We're working with additional distributors. We're expanding the network. So we have many verticals to go to. We have many geographies, actually. We started in the US. We are expanding globally. So we have many opportunities of growth for both in the device, the need in terms of the medications coverage, the opportunity for moving from online to in-store, and global expansion. So basically, we are just at the very beginning, and 2026, this year, is going to be a turning point in the life of the company.
For investors and our viewers watching, I want to know, is TempraMed ultimately a device company, a platform, or something more broader within digital health?
Yeah, so as Ron was mentioning, I think the company is at a very exciting inflection point. You know, if you look back to even last year, we started with one device in market. Yeah. Right now, our platform or portfolio of products includes 4 products in market selling today. 130,000 devices have been sold already. So our products have been validated with the likes of, Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Walgreens. So these are big distribution partnerships. And as we continue going forward towards the end of the year, we will be launching a new product, the VIVI box, which is a first of its kind multi-use storage facility for multiple devices at one time. And then that also poses an opportunity for us, given that, our technology is at core, looking at other opportunities, frontline military, ambulance services. We're looking at hospital networks for, blood transfusion, organ transfer. So really looking forward, I would say it started as a device, and now we're building a platform to address the broader scope of the healthcare market. As
Julia said, we started as one device. We're now moving to a platform, but with the added digital capabilities of our product and the fact that the market is moving there, the treatment cycle or the treatment regime is moving in that direction, we're going to be a significant player in the digital health space.
Mm-hmm. Okay, final question, getting a little philosophical here. You've talked about things coming up. If 3 of us are sitting here a year from now, what does TempraMed look like?
I mean, as we previously mentioned, we've been selling our devices online with incredible success on a B2C model. Mm-hmm. Exciting for this year, we do expect to have our products in-store, on shelves, across pharmacy networks in the United States. Ron alluded to the fact that we are shifting distribution globally. Right. So we expect some more key markets as well, selling our devices. And then, if you look at the business, we've done a pretty significant pivot from that B2C model, which will continue, but looking at more B2B. So engaging more HMOs, insurance companies, and insurers, payors, to really help drive awareness and sell to their customer base. We've actually already have a partner with Humana, which is the 4th largest insurance provider in the US, covering something like 15 million customers. And we know that that's where the value is. And so we're also working towards reimbursement for our products, which takes some time, obviously, logistics and bureaucratic red tape. But we do expect to be able to reimburse our product with the HMOs and insurance companies, first in the United States and then globally.
Yeah, that I may add to that last thing is that we're very encouraged by the fact that our model for a return on investment to payers was just recently validated by a third party, confirming our calculation that shows that for a payer, there can be a significant return on investment, even up to 40 times the return per year for just using our products.
This is great stuff. TempraMed in the spotlight. Julia, Ron, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, I'm Jim Gordon. Thanks for watching this Market 1 Minute on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with other videos that we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click on this list to see other great videos from Market 1. And thank you again for watching.